Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so another discovery read through here. Today I'm going to do actually Mark Jamieson's interview. I'm going to read you this one. Okay, so Mark, you remember Mark is Chris's friend from North Carolina. So his friend that he's been friends with for a while, you know, since he's been younger. So, well, 25 years he's known him. Okay, and it was actually a phone interview because, you know, he's in North Carolina. I think that's, well, I know. Oh, no, he's stationed in California. That's right, in San Diego. They just had to do a phone interview. So it was on 8/23/18 at approximately 11:34. So that's 11:34 a.m. CBI agent Matthew Saylor interviewed Mark, friend of Chris Watts, over the telephone. The interview was audio recorded, and a copy of the recording is attached to this report. The following is a synopsis of the interview. For additional details, refer to the audio recording. Okay. Jamieson is in the Navy and is currently stationed in California. Jamieson stated that he has been best friends with Chris for about 25 years. Jamieson said that he has met Chris's wife, Shanann Watts, on several occasions, as well as their daughters, Bella and Celeste. Jamieson said that he and Chris stay in contact via phone calls and text messages. So Jamieson said he grew up with Chris in North Carolina. He said the last time he spoke with Chris was on Tuesday before Chris's confession. So, and via text. Jamieson said that he sent Chris a text saying he hoped everything was okay and he knew that Chris was busy and to reach out to him if he needed anything. Jamieson said that Chris responded saying thanks and that he had been very busy. Jamieson said prior to that he had a text message conversation approximately a week and a half before Shanann and the girls went missing. He told Chris to reach out to him and to talk to him. Jamieson said that Chris texted back, but he never called, and they never saw each other. Jamieson said that he knew Chris was very busy and that he had a lot going on with his family, such as Shanann and Chris's mom fighting again. Jamieson said Chris's mom, Cindy, called him about it, and that he was upset with Chris for letting this go on. Jamieson said that he told Chris that it had to stop, the fighting between Shanann and Cindy. Jamieson said Chris replied that he understood and told Jamieson that he and Shanann were going to separate and get a divorce. Jamieson told Chris that he was there if he needed to talk and told him to reach out to him some more, but Chris never did. Jamieson said that Shanann and Cindy were fighting over Celeste eating ice cream that Celeste was allergic to. Jamieson said that Cindy kicked Shanann out of the house. Jamieson said shortly after this, oh yeah, so Cindy kicked Shanann out of the house. That's, I just read over that real quick, but I wanted to point that out. So, I don't know, like, I feel like when I was picturing it, by different stories, I was just picturing Shanann leaving, but actually Cindy kicked Shanann out of the house, so she kicked her out. So, Jamieson said shortly after this, Cindy called him crying. So, Cindy calls Mark crying, worried that she had lost Chris because Shanann would turn Chris against her, as has happened in the past. I mean, think about that. A mom crying because her son, I mean, I know, I guess I was looking at it like, oh, her son is moving on and you know, he's found a wife and, you know, somebody that he's going to spend his life with and, you know, spend time with, and that she's crying like, oh, that's my boy. But like, I guess she's crying because she's more worried that, I guess, that he won't talk to her, but still, all she needs to do is just suck it up and, you know, make it right then. I mean, she hates her that bad that she'd rather risk losing her son, obviously, because she wouldn't go to his wedding, you know, but she would rather risk her losing, you know, her son, losing him even talking to her, than just getting along with Shanann. I mean, it's not even that she has to like her. She just has to fake it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know that sounds bad, but like, just fake it for your son. You know, some people's personalities, maybe they just don't get along. Some people just can't get along. Okay, but then just be decent. You know, they don't see each other that often. You know, once in a while, couple times a year, can't you just be decent and nice and not fight, you know? And you should love your grandkids, so you shouldn't be putting them at risk at any harm. I mean, that's just crazy. Because, I mean, grandparents, I mean, they should love their grandkids. So, but I'm not saying that, you know, mother-in-law should love their daughter-in-laws. No, maybe, you know, they don't even have to like them, but just accept them, you know. Especially, I could see if, you know, somebody was with, you know, so let's say, you know, Chris was with somebody that was actually, you know, hurting him or like horrible for him or just treating him like crap, but that wasn't the case. It was just like she just had this thing against her, and she was, you know, Shanann loved him, you know, there was no abuse, there wasn't anything going on, like, so just suck it up. You can't, okay, personalities, you know, just don't get along. It's not like, you should be happy for your son, though, that he found somebody that makes him happy, and that. So Jamieson said that initially Chris was taking Shanann's side, but that after a while, Shanann and Chris's family made amends and patched up the relationship. Okay, so yeah, he was taking Shanann's side. So Jamieson said that when his recent fight occurred, it was likely they were going back to square one. Jamieson said that Chris was initially taking Shanann's side with the most current fight, but then that Cindy then contacted him and told him that Chris and Shanann were going to separate. Chris then told Jamieson in text messages that he had seen the true side of Shanann and was done with her and didn't want to be with her anymore. Jamieson said that he told Chris that he knew this would be a big event in his life and to reach out to him. Chris told him that he would, but never did. Which asked what Chris meant about seeing the true side of Shanann, Jamieson said he didn't ask. Jamieson said that Chris's family has always seen Shanann as shady. Jamieson said he never saw it, but all of Chris's family believed that there was something about Shanann that was bad, and he believed Chris had finally seen what his family had been seeing. When asked what Chris's family saw in Shanann, Jamieson said that they felt she was very shady and had a dark past, such as sleeping with her old boss, even when she was with Chris, and having money issues with her old boss. Jamieson said that they told him they felt that Shanann was very conniving. Jamieson said that when he saw Shanann, he didn't see that, and that she was very pleasant. Jamieson said he never trusted Shanann because of all the things that Chris's family were telling him, but that he never saw any of those things in Shanann himself. So wow, they brainwashed him where like now he couldn't even see, you know, he was seeing what they wanted him to see, you know, and at least he's smart enough and aware enough that he never is not his, because some people, okay, think about this, some people, you know, they're getting told something like over and over, and then actually when they look at it, they actually feel like that's what they're seeing, like they get brainwashed, so they really feel like it's their opinion of the person, you know, but at least he's aware that it's not his opinion, you know, that, well, I mean, he's saying he never trusted Shanann because of all the things that Chris's family were telling him, but that's a little bit different. Like, he's saying he never trusted him because he's like, okay, they're saying this, but that he actually never saw those things himself, you know, so like he realizes he wasn't brainwashed into thinking that that's what he was seeing. He realizes it's coming from the family. He never seen him, but he's still not going to trust her because of what they're seeing, if that makes sense. So, okay. Jamieson said that Chris never specifically told him what was causing him to want to separate from Shanann, but he told Chris about his conversation with Cindy and what Cindy was saying, and Chris confirmed that he had seen that side of Shanann and that he was done. Jamieson said that he hasn't seen a change in Chris recently in their conversations, but could see in his eyes that he was stressed and worn out. Jamieson said Chris has always been a nice guy with no signs of a dark side. He's always been a great friend. Jamieson said he saw Chris and Shanann in July in San Diego when they came out for a trip for Thrive. Jamieson said he drove to San Diego and saw them one day and that Chris was the same as he always been. When asked what his opinion of Shanann was, Jamieson said that initially he liked her. He said that when Chris first met her, he was very excited and that he was excited for Chris. Jamieson said over the years, Chris's family had an issue with her, and she had an equal issue with them. Jamieson said that he started to get the feeling that there was something to what they felt about Shanann, since they were closer to her than he was. And as he was Chris's friend. Jamieson said that every time he was around them, Chris and Shanann were good, and Shanann never exhibited the traits that Chris's family saw. Jamieson said that he never saw what Chris's family did. Jamieson said that Chris never told him about seeing the things in Shanann that his family did, but Jamieson never asked him about it either. Jamieson said that Chris has always been a quiet guy and only opens up to people he is comfortable with. Jamieson said that Chris is the type of guy who would do anything for you, and that he's been there for him several times when he was going through things. Jamieson said that Chris is a good guy, and this is all a big shock. Jamieson said that Chris loved his daughters very much. Jamieson said that he has never seen a mean side of Chris. Jamieson said that Chris is very much like his mother. Yes, exactly. Cindy, and they are both sweethearted people. Wait a minute. How would you even see... How would you even use that to describe her? I'm confused. And I'm not even trying to be mean, but that's not a good adjective. I mean, honestly, that's not the good adjective to describe her. Sweethearted. Wow, that's crazy. And I'm not even trying to be mean, but it's just not. Why would? How could you even say that? Why would you even say, use those words to describe her? I mean, there's better words, and not even being mean, but there's probably a better way to describe her, like her personality, than sweethearted. So, I don't know. When asked what ways Chris dealt with conflict and issues in his life, Jamieson said he and Chris haven't talked as much over the last 2 or 3 years, but that if Chris was going through something serious, he would reach out to him. Jamieson said that Chris also had a lot of support and friends in Colorado that he spoke to more than him. Jamieson said he believed Chris's routine was to go to work and take care of his family, and that was it. When asked, Jamieson said that he didn't know who Chris's friends in Colorado were, and said he never met any of them. Jamieson said he didn't know of any other friends of Chris that we could talk to. Jamieson said he believed that a lot of people that Chris knew, he knew through Shanann, and they were her friends. When asked, Jamieson said he didn't have any other information that we should know, or know of anyone who we should talk to, other than Chris's family. I provided Jamieson with my contact information and advised him to contact me with any additional information. End of report. Okay, so that's that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that. I mean, it's not too much to that. I mean, it was short. I thought I'd read it. I thought it was interesting how, that Cindy's actually the one that kicked Shanann out, and that she called Mark crying. That's kind of interesting. But I don't know. So that's going to be, it's probably kind of a boring video, but that's going to be the end of that one. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks.